Sound check. One, two, 1, 2. Man. Let me know what my sound's doing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Sound check. Sound check. Sound check. Make sure that sound is coming out nice and crisp. Nice and crisp up in the joint. All right. How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody's having a decent weekend. How you doing, Michelle? Hope you're good, sister. Yeah. Everybody get ready to filter on up in this joint as we kick things off. Do my radio voice here. My midnight love voice, right? All right. 3 more minutes to kick this thing off. Live at 8 o'clock. What the hell just happened? What's going on? Booyah! All right, booyah, back in that place of building, right? So, without further ado, I'm going to take all my cameras. Make sure my cameras are running up, ready to go. All right, let's do this thing, family. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Pause that there. Hit that. I want to say welcome back to everybody to the Black Hot Fire Network show. I'm your host, Mr. Black Hot Fire, always on that ass. And we're broadcasting live from the homeland of the United States of America all the way over to the mother continent of Africa. Because we are truly one of the only international radio programs, and that's what's up. Now I want to give a shout out to everybody watching on YouTube, everybody on Facebook, everybody on Rumble, everybody on Twitter/Periscope, and everybody listening to us on the Foundational Black channel, BlackHotFireNetwork.com, and all podcasting platforms globally. So strap on your head and enjoy the ride, because here we go, because that sound alarm. Because you know school's back in, stupid. Let's do it. Black Hot Fire. Come on. Now, as we proceed to give you what you need, come on in. Make yourself at home. Don't be scared. Smash the like button. It's not going to cost you nothing. Sub to the channel if you're new, because you're always going to learn something new when you bring your ass back. Black Hot Fire. Come on. We got you. Woo! Black Hot Fire. Still sounds so good in the neighborhood. Black Hot Fire. Come on and pull yourself a seat up. Woo! Black Hot Fire. As we proceed to give you what you need, come on in. Black Hot Fire. What's going on, man? Black Hot Fire. Black hot fire. Come on. Black, hot, fire. Come on. That's how we do. We do it all for you, family. Black, hot, fire. All right, family. Welcome back to everybody. My mic is adjusted all right. Let me know if my sound's all right. You gotta let me know my sound. How's my sound check? Sound check. 1 2 1 2. Say, like I said to everybody, come on in, smash that like button. When you come on in here, let me know you enjoy what we do here at Black Hot Fire Network. We are global. We're not a YouTube channel. We are a radio station first that happens to put YouTube content out or Facebook content or Rumble content, but we are a radio station first. First and foremost, that's what we are. So feel obliged to sub to the channel. Don't be afraid. Won't cost you nothing. It's free. Content here at all throughout Africa, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania is mostly our main stomping areas. So don't be afraid. Family. See, like the Hispanics now are copping pleas, right? They're now trying to dust out the old fake playbook of the black and brown coalition when we know it never existed. Whenever we were in trouble, these people always joined white supremacy and piled on us. They never decided to stay in our corner and fight with us about anything. All they did was benefit off the fights that we had, the struggles that we had in this country. Like everybody has eaten off black people's struggle. Okay? In this country, everybody's eating off the struggle. And they get mad when they gotta reciprocate the struggle in the lieu of reparations. All these other racial groups are against reparations for black people. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? But now these Hispanics are crying out loud, come up, what about the black and brown coalition? Right on time, right on schedule, as they always do. Right on schedule. As if a black and brown coalition has ever existed. These people have always used us for their own benefit. And these fake, damn, that's killing. And these fake leaders that we've had to say there's been some kind of damn coalition between us, the fake NAACP that's not started controlled by any black, Urban League, CBC, and all other fake handkerchief head house Negro organizations that do not represent black people. Continue that same fake hustle because their masters tell them to support immigration, which does nothing but detriment to black people. The few little jobs that we can get are now given to these Hispanics, right? And so I'm gonna show you also in Chicago how they allocated $51 million of city funds for these illegal immigrants, supposedly asylum seekers, family. These are not asylum seekers. No one's trying to kill them back in their home countries. It's not political. It's not religious. None of these things. Yet they still kind of claim that they're asylum seekers of what? Where are they running from? What persecution are they running from in their own home countries? Absolutely none. So the idea that the asylum seekers is phony. It's fraudulent, right? Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me, y'all. I find it absolutely funny that now YouTube yesterday has now lifted the policy and now allowing to say things have, elections are fake, right? You can now say that because they're so worried about everybody leaving fucking YouTube. Now I can actually say what I've been saying, that this last 2020 election was a stolen election. Clearly, as I showed you guys, 2,000 mules. The intelligent community, along with the DNC, stole that last election. Nobody voted for brain dead Biden. Okay? Nobody. And we're not saying Trump is any kind of savior, any kind of blessing for black people. I told you to be critical thinkers. He damn sure was better than goddamn geriatric pedophilic ass Biden. That's his black people. We got to get over the fake racism. Both parties, both fake institutions, which is not really two institutions. It's really, a uniparty, are both racist to black people. And we got to be smart. And what's in our interest right now? Getting these illegal aliens out of here is in our interest. And we got to grow up as a people. Stop talking about this fake racism shit all the time. Trump and these other racist ass bastards want to get these illegal aliens out of here. And that benefits black people. Because you see that $51 million that didn't go to you? That you would take years and years to get anything done in your behalf? Went to illegal aliens like that. Because there's no good dirty Democratic Party that you Negroes have been supporting. These are the replacement people. And your bootleg handkerchief head crowd, your bootleg crowd, your CBC, the NAACPs, your Urban League have been complicit in helping with your demise as a people because they get a few crumbs off their master's table. Understand this? While these charlatans have been allowed to feed us nothing but propaganda day and night. So you must understand what's at stake here. That us as black people, our backs are against the wall now. This is real. So we don't got time for this silly ass where my mama and my grandmama were Democrats. Don't blame me because your mama and grandma were dummies. That's their fault. Time for you to rise up and do something that's in the benefit of you and your posterity. No more you can say, they walk with King, all that old fake ass civil rights shit you've been saying for 60 years. Somebody walk with King. Who gives a damn who walk with King? What does it benefit black people today in this day and time? I'll wait. Call in numbers 850-368-9102. That's 368. Hold on. Damn throat. Right. Sorry about that, y'all. Thirsty as hell. What benefit has it done for black people? Huh? You talking about one? They're all racist. Oh, Trump is more racist than Biden. No, he's not. What does Trump did when he was in 4 years in power that detrimented black people? He didn't put any mandates in there on you. And we can't even say that on YouTube. We don't say the mandates, which were illegal. The whole Democratic Party tried to put you in mandates and lock you down. And we can't say that. We're not going to say, we say, but the drug was safe and effective, though. Even though the drug was safe and effective, they didn't have the right to lock you down, have you lose your job, because you wasn't going to be forced to mandate anything in your body. This is all your Democratic parties, and 85% of black people are against mandates. So how's this party benefiting you out? Are you still just stupid? But illegal aliens is our number one threat, family, to our very existence in this country. I told you, it's the Democratic Party that's trying to pass legislation in the Congress to make these illegal aliens able to vote. So that's the replacement. This is what I want you to understand. They don't win any elections. The idea that any of these CBC members winning elections, it's all a lie. since they've had control of these vote machines since the 50s, they've all been rigged and stolen elections. All of them. And definitely 2020. Ain't nobody vote for no damn geriatric, pedophilic ass Biden. Even with the intelligence agency rigging the election by not telling you about Hunter Biden's laptop and him having sex with underage children and a Chinese spy. Oh, that was never told. Remember, that was the Russiagate. Oh, they just admitted Russiagate was a lie. Anybody go to jail? Because the system is so corrupt now. That was an act of treason. I want you to know what an act of treason is. When you spy on a sitting president and make a false accusations for you and use intelligent weapons against a sitting president, that is called treason. So what they did was treasonous. These are facts. Also, with the stolen election that they did steal, Clinton showed with the stuff in the ballot box. Oh, YouTube, you let us say it now. Oh, you allowed us to say it now because too many people are going on to Rumble. We live on Rumble right now as well. Too many people are leaving the platform and you're losing money. That's the reason why you allow people now to tell the truth and say it's a. All these conspiracy theories always seem to be true. How is that possible? Every time they tell us a conspiracy theory, family, it's true. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Show you what I'm talking about. How their news, because now they're trying to force everybody into their news, which is nothing but propaganda. And it's legal now, thanks to your boy Barack Obama. This handkerchief head phony made it now legal for you to be propagandized with. And propagandized too. So you're getting a steady diet of propaganda. But I want to show this video of this Hispanic lady crying. Oh, black and brown community. You never hear that, right? You never hear anything about any black and brown community ever. Unless it's in their benefit. Because usually they're white. They don't identify themselves as brown. They identify themselves as white. You know, as their Blanco masters did, the Spanish and the Portuguese when they first came and dominated and conquered these countries. So now they're looking for some damn camaraderie with us. Again, black and brown, baby, hear that fake hanging to the head NAACP head of Florida district. As if we got some camaraderie with these people. It's never been any camaraderie with these people. As you know, from my hometown, last year, the city council got caught saying racist things about black people, how they were going to gentrify black people in LA. How black people are nothing but common criminals, dogs, and need to be persecuted in the city of LA. Did any one of these Spanish groups come out anywhere in this country? Let me make a differential. Not Spanish, Hispanic. Because Spain don't like to be lumped in with these people. Spain is in Europe. Those are Europeans. They're not Hispanic or Latinos. They don't want to be called none of that shit. They are Europeans. So let me not say Spanish. Hispanic. You see any Hispanic groups come out condemn those open racist council individuals in LA? Of course not. But there's a black and brown coalition. We must unite with them because now they've been tossed out of Florida. And I agree with all that shit. Toss their ass out of here. You dumbass black people think it's just because of some damn racism and all this not. This is economic warfare, stupid. We're on the bottom rung of society economically. The jobs that they're taking, the construction jobs, the landscaping jobs, are the jobs that black men could get and still take care of family. You understand this? Economic warfare. So it benefits us to get their ass out of here. You understand that? Even your beloved Dr. Martin Luther King told you that. Immigration hurts black people. It does not help us. So there's no uniting with these fake brown people. This black and brown nonsense that you've been given from the people who are nothing but sock puppets for the white power elite. That's it. NAACP is a white sock puppet institution. Urban League, a white sock puppet institution. The CBC, and I'm telling you, ain't none of these Negroes won no votes. It's all rigged. Because if voting actually worked and changed anything, it would be illegal. You can't tell me nobody's voting for no Maxine Waters and all these other fake black leaders, non-leaders for 20 and 30 years sitting up in there. These elections were stolen. Every last one of them. And if we actually did an audit on them, I know I'm right again. What a conspiracy theorist I am. If they ever let us do an honest auditing on any of these elections, you found that all of them are stolen. All of them are stolen. You'll find that out easily, that all these elections have been stolen. That's what you find out, that all these elections have been rigged. It ain't just the 2021 with Biden and damn Biden, Trump and Biden. It's all because they wanted to push that wicked ass pandemic. Okay, we don't go too far now because you know the because that vaccine is safe and effective, man. The vaccine, no matter what they say about it, it's safe and effective. You have the right to mandate, try to mandate it on you, which is a crime, but it's still safe and effective when you decide to take it or not. It's still safe and effective, right? Okay. So I want to show something with this Hispanic lady crying. That was gonna be, I was with a black man, I had a black baby. I don't give a shit about what mixed moron that was with you, with Negro impregnated you, lady. You've never been nowhere fight with anybody black. And all of a sudden, you got a mixed baby and like with a black man and all that other shit. We've never seen you, lady, speak on behalf of things affecting black people. Never. Hold on, let me play this thing. Okay, give me a second. Put this thing down.
I want to talk to my black and brown brothers and sisters.
My black and brown, I want to talk to my black and brown brothers and sisters. You hear this crazy shit? When I talk to my black and brown brothers and sisters, now we're they brothers and sisters. There was a tweet I read years ago, then they told me, I think they got in this one too, where they said we were too fucked up and to hold our own problems. They got nothing to do with us. We were too fucked up. So don't ask us to come help them. I think that's going to be in this tweet on this video too. We were too fucked up. Too far. I mean, they never helped us before, except they ever came and lended a hand towards black people's fight. All they've done is come out and piggyback on the things that we made possible for all these other goddamn buffer groups. That's it. All these people from the Asians, to the Latinos, Hispanic, they're going to call them, and all these other groups, these East Indians, all they've ever done is piggyback on the benefits that black people have fought for. None of them have ever fought for shit, but they benefited from the fights that black people put in, the work that we put in the streets. They benefited from it and try to my black and brown brothers. You don't get out of here with that bullshit.
Black and brown brothers and sisters, the time has come for us to come together.
Now the time has
come for us to...
Now the time has come for us to come together when they're fucking you up. The time has come for us to stand together and come together and unite. Only when they're fucking us up, but when they fucking you niggas up, we know when mom's the word, we don't see you. We got racists saying that we're no good, we're beyond help. Get out your community. Don't fuck with your Mexicans now or Hispanics, whatever the hell, your Latinos. But it's now time to come together. Because Ron DeSantis say, pack your shit and get out.
Unite. This issue in Florida with immigration is another step in this fascist
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another TikTok video. So I came across this video on TikTok where it's letting you know when it's actually calling out for brown and black people to come together so they can fight what's actually going on in Florida concerning the first.
Yeah, they exist, Big Chief. Yeah, the Black Caucus exist. They don't serve us. That's how you know they were never elected, family. That's why Big Chief said that the Black Caucus even exists. I'm gonna get to the Chicago thing. I'm just warming up everything. You have people fighting in the goddamn town hall in Chicago. They can allocate funds to them without no committees. Damn that. Without no committees and shit. They can get their shit, but damn that flying around my damn head. But black people gotta go through committees and everything else. To get any kind of justice, any kind of allocation of funds. I wish I could get this motherfucker, man. I around my damn head. But yeah, they exist. They just don't exist on our behalf, Big Cheese. They don't exist for us. Right? They don't exist for us. That's why you know those elections are all phony. There's nobody be elected. All these CBC members, 20 years, 25, 30 years, 40 years. Nobody's voting for these people. No fucking 40 years. And they haven't done shit for the constituents. They've done nothing for black people. Have nothing but open contempt for us. But let it be some LGBTQ shit. Some Hispanic goddamn illegal immigrant shit. These Negroes come running to support that. But anything black is mums the world and they're nowhere to be found. That's how you know these elections have been rigged. These people have been installed, not elected. They've been installed and kept in power. They control these voting machines. They're all rigged, family. Don't let no one tell you they're not. That's why they're fighting the Arizona governorship race right now. That shit was so rigged, it's obviously rigged. Rigged like hell. Whole system that the elite have been rigging the goddamn system, family, to make sure their people get in. That's why nothing ever changes. Who wants to go to Ukrainian war? Nobody. Then why is it happening? Because the elite want to happen. Nobody in America want that shit. Who voted for the Ukrainian war? Nobody. But the news gaslighting us. If Donald Trump's going to get it, it's going to be war. The military industrial complex put these handkerchief head presidents in there. It's always war after war after war after war. Ain't that funny? War after war after war. But let me let this disingenuous Hispanic talk, oh, these black people, we loved you. And I go around black people and black families and all that old shit.
So, guys, watch this video. Stitch in the comment section also, and let's go to the clip.
I swear this is no hate to this creator. I don't want anybody going to go attack her or anything like that, but I'm just curious. It's time for what exactly? It's time for the black and the brown people to.
That's what.
Do what?
It's one man up here. Get his ass.
Because the black people, we've done our part. We got y'all here. We fought, we bled, we died, we sacrificed, we did everything imaginable in order to make sure that everybody had an opportunity to come here. And what did all of these groups do? You guys came here and aligned yourselves with white supremacy. You guys came here and effectively aligned yourselves with people who would undo all of the work that we did in this fight of equality, in this fight of making sure that everybody can come here for an opportunity to live, to work. Y'all literally came here and aligned yourselves with people who would undo all of that. All in the name of, I want to be better than the blacks. I'm better than the blacks. They're telling me I'm better than the blacks. You guys did that. So I'm having a really, really hard time. And maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm just jaded. But I'm finding it extremely hard.
Jaded. No, you actually got some mind right.
Feel bad for these people.
But that's what,
honestly.
Black people, you've been too loving, care about everybody who shit on you. You've helped everybody and they turn around and showed you their ass. Black people, we gotta grow up. We have no friends. Okay? Stop the fake black and brown coalition, the black Asian minister, the black and Asian coalition that never existed. All these fake coalitions that they've given black people that never existed. Let's grow up and be adults and realize we have no friends. And that's all right. Then we'll act accordingly and move accordingly in our best interest. Self-preservation is our number one interest, family, as black people. Self-preservation. The selfishness, as Dr. John Henry Clark called it, the selfishness of self-preservation. That's our number one goal.
Like it wasn't time when we were all fighting for George Floyd. It wasn't time when we tried to do an economic boycott. It wasn't time when we were suggesting that everybody needed to align themselves with the African Americans in this country in order to get the work done that needed to be done. It wasn't time then. As a matter of fact, you guys were aggravated with us saying that we wanted to make everything about race. It wasn't all about race. We were lazy. We didn't want to do the work. We wanted to be poor. We wanted to live in ghettos. All we wanted to do was sit around and just shoot each other up. That's what you guys said. You came right on in and took the white people's talking points. And now look where you are. We told y'all they didn't want you guys here. And now that they've been able to establish
find
that
yourself all fucked up.
the U.S. is willing to do absolutely whatever it takes, even putting 9-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds on the work line, on the front line to cover the labor shortage. Now that they've established that Americans are going to sit back and be good with whatever it takes, with whatever they're willing to do, they've decided that you guys are disposable. Send them back. We have these people's children, and the NIGGERs are still here. What do you guys think is stopping them? The only reason why we're in the situation that we're in now is through the stroke of a pen. The same stroke that will.
Do you want to know how publishing tiny little books like this can pay for your Tesla? Look at this.
Will completely undo it. But the African Americans were overreacting. We made everything about race. It's not that deep. Go white people.
I want to talk to my black and brown brothers and sisters.
Black and brown brothers.
The time has come.
Damn man.
Every time. Every time. All y'all like to do is say, oh, black and brown. First of all, boo-boo, I ain't never met a black person. My skin color is brown. So how about we just say brown? Second of all, we do not care. Yeah, we do not care. We don't. Yeah. I wouldn't even give a damn if he got elected president. I don't give a damn. Because guess what? That don't got nothing to do with me.
It got shit to do with Trump. Trump ain't make this policy.
It has nothing to do with me.
That's right.
All the immigration shit, nothing to do with me. I was born here. All the transgender stuff and, nothing against them, but, all that, nothing to do with me. I was born a female. So, again, band together to do what? To help y'all? No, y'all are classified as white.
What?
We're not helping nobody. That's not our problem. We got our own shit to deal with. All of our own shit to deal with. We don't need to add y'all shit on top of our own shit. Y'all wouldn't help us bust a grape if we needed to. So why in the fuck would we help y'all?
Yeah.
Bye.
I want to talk to my black and brown brothers and sisters.
I don't know what it is, but do y'all think that us African Americans, Black Americans, y'all think we Thanos or something? Why every time something go down, y'all look for us for y'all rescue? Look to us for y'all rescue. But where do y'all be when we've been out here suffering for years upon years upon years upon years upon years upon years upon years? And also, weren't y'all the ones that voted that man in causing all these problems? Oh, I get it. I guess because
I agree with you.
you're not the one that's usually the punching bag.
Just I gotta get out. I'm gonna do TikTok early tomorrow morning. My round TikTok. I couldn't do my damn tablet wasn't charged up. I'm gonna do it early tomorrow morning before I get out of here. If I gotta get my ass down to damn Orlando. TikTok is on fire. I ain't gonna lie. TikTok is on fire.
So now that you guys are being affected by your own choices, now you're looking for us for rescue. All I'm gonna say is the same way we had to figure it out and still figure it out and still try to build up. Y'all figure it out yourself. No. Sorry.
No.
Black and brown brothers and sisters.
My black and brown
The time
brothers.
has come for us.
Understand?
My black and brown brothers and sisters. The time has come. What? The time has come. What? The time has come for us to unite. And unite when? Over your shit. I'm black and brown. It's time to unite.
She's saying, but who's she talking to?
Talking
I understand what she's saying. But who's she talking to? I'm like, I'm not from here. I was born here. Hang on, mama.
All right, I want y'all to take a look at this comment from a Latino person calling for black and brown, togetherness, coalition in the face of all that's going on in Florida. Okay, it's black men's fault. 6% of the population, we put these Republicans in office. No, we didn't. There's a lot more Latinos, men and women, Cubans who did all the voting that put these people here. Put them where they at and is responsible for what they doing, allowed it to happen. Okay? So you're going to sit here and tell black people to come together and help fix the problem you created while blaming black men for it. This is the coalition mindset of these people. I just want y'all to see this. Just see this. That's why these black and brown coalitions are garbage. Because this is the mentality.
They're not garbage, brother. They never existed. They're like a phantom. They don't exist. They never existed. They're not garbage. See, there's always these handkerchief head, charlatan, boule, house Negro, scum niggas that told you it was an Asian and black coalition. Remember that bullshit? And a black and brown coalition when there's never been no such thing. As black people, we have no friends. They only want to use us for their benefit. That's it. What benefits them? Now they need us, so they want to use us again for our benefit. But I'm glad to see a lot of black people not stupid enough to fall for that same idiotic nonsense. These people don't rock with us. As you heard Big Cheese said, even in the prisons, they align with white supremacists. You understand this? Even when they're incarcerated. And they can say, it's the white man that's locking their ass up because black people don't got the power in the country. Think they will unite with us, but yet they still don't. Just stand it, baby. That's all. This is how fake and non-existent this black and brown coalition is. When white people are locking their fucking Hispanic asses up, they coincide and have a white coalition with the white people in there, not black people. So spare me this, my black and brown brothers unite. Fuck out of here. They're like this damn net. Keep flying around my damn head.
They go into them with.
So
Look at that motherfucker, man.
I immediately said no. No.
Net.
Hell no.
No,
Not gonna happen.
hell no.
Fuck no.
Here,
I'm gonna hear shit they get. I'm gonna listen to damn net.
Codependency.
Oh,
Codependency
come
is
on,
an
man.
addiction to taking care of.
sit here and tell black people.
That lady, fuck no. Hell no. Goddamn no. No. Motherfucker no. Jesus no. Can't get this damn net.
People to come together and help fix the problem you created
This man.
while blaming black men for it. This is the coalition mindset of these people. I just want y'all to see this. Just see this. This is why these black and brown coalitions are garbage. Because this is the mentality they go into them with.
So when I seen your video, I immediately said no. No. Hell no. Not gonna happen. Fuck no.
Fuck no.
No. And that's because I hung up my cape to saving people a long time ago. And so have my people. Black people are not coming together to save nobody anymore. We not saving white women's reproductive systems. We not saving white people from not having sharecrop holders because y'all knew what the fuck y'all was getting yourselves into because we told you that this was going to happen. And then you come with you people are too broken for us to go seek.
Yep.
Who is you people?
And when they wrote that right there, that let you people too broken for us to go give a fuck to give a fuck about you guys. You guys too broke for us to give a fuck about you guys. I'm done. You people are too broken for us. Go seek help.
You see why we have to always check y'all? Because this is the shit y'all do every single time. But then you just came on this app asking us for help. The audacity that you purchased at Costco, if you still have the receipt, go give it back. Because you begging black people to help and you being racist in your comments and anti-black. What is the irony in that? So we supposed to come help you after you say you people. Who's the you people you're referring to? And who's too broken? The same people.
The time has come for us not to give a fuck about you. Never give a fuck about us.
The help are too broken. So if we were too broken, and if we are too broken, were we not too broken before you asked us to help you? Come together to do what? To do what? 58% voted for Ron DeSantis, and that's 58% of Latinos who voted for Ron DeSantis. So that 58% needs to say their state. I don't live in Florida, and I'm not about to sit here and say nobody because baby, I hung up my cape a long time ago. I especially am not about to help no one who's anti-black or racist because my skin color.
I got to hear this lady say again, fuck no, hell no, fuck no.
My key to saving people.
Hell no.
Come together and help fix the problem
no, not you.
They go into them with.
Not you, dude.
So when I seen your video, I
fuck
immediately
no.
said no.
Hell no.
No. Hell no. Not gonna happen.
Fuck no.
Fuck no.
Fuck no.
No. And that's because I hung up my cape to saving people a long time ago. And so have my people. Black people are not coming together to save nobody anymore. We not saving white women's reproductive systems. We not saving white people from that.
Shout out to TikTok, man.
Because y'all knew what the fuck y'all was getting yourselves into because we told you that this was going to happen.
Fuck no.
And then you
and hell no.
You people
fuck no, hell no.
For us to go seek help. Who is you people? You see why we
fuck no and hell no.
Check y'all because this is the shit y'all do every single time. But then you just came on this app asking us for help. The audacity that you purchased at Costco, if you still have the receipt,
that's just one more time.
Because you begging black people to help and you being racist in your comments and anti-black. What is the irony in that? So we supposed to come help you after you say you people. Who's the you people you're referring to? And who's too broken? The same people that you brought your narrow ass on this app to come ask for help are too broken? So if we were too broken, and if we are too broken, were we not too broken before you asked us to help you? Come together to do what? To do what? 58% voted for Ron DeSantis, and that's 58% of Latinos who voted for Ron DeSantis. So that 58% needs to say their state. I don't live in Florida, and I'm not about to sit here and say nobody because baby, I hung up my cape a long time ago. I especially am not about to help no one who's anti-black or racist because my skin color is never going to be good enough except to be your saving grace, and I choose not to do that. In the same breath that you are asking my people for help, you are being a racist. What is the irony of that? And you wonder why we won't help you? Go fucking figure. The answer is no. We hung up our kids. We're not saving y'all no more. And the only reason why y'all keep coming to us is because as broken.
See, there you say shit no, Karen. Shit no.
Black people.
Hell no and no.
But we make up the highest population of college graduates. At this very moment, for the 2023 year, they had more Black students graduate with masters and PhDs than any other demographic. That's universities and colleges say they are from so many Black people.
I'll talk to my Black and brown brothers and sisters. The time has come.
I have a question. Why is it when certain demographics vote against their interests and then they realize they don't fucked up, now all of a sudden they're calling on Black people to clean up their mess? How about?
Why don't they ever call them white people? They claim to be white on their driver's license, on every piece of documentation that they have. They claim to be white, not brown people. That's a fact. Go grab one of these Latino driver's licenses and say white when they're clearly not. And white people don't mind because it passes their numbers for white people. But they're clearly not white, but they don't say they're brown. And when white supremacy puts a boot up their ass, won't they ask the other white people to help them? Why does every community always run back to us? This is a crazy irony.
Well, not no, but fuck no. And then people are like, but he's running for president and you should be concerned. No, I'm not. You know why? Because he's not the president yet. So 67% of the Cuban population in Florida voted for him. 57% of the Puerto Rican population.
So this very first of card called out.
Y'all voted against your interest. And now you want Black people to come and help you?
Listen to us.
No, you done fucked around and found out. And so the only thing I can say to you is Soros, prayers.
Over the past 6 months, we have been investigating as well as exposing the truth behind all of these food processing plants.
You must have cut a mic off.
I've seen a number of these comments in this post that also state that, now you want our help when you are in trouble. You never help us when we are in trouble.
You don't.
I have a number of things to say. First, I will start with, I'm not just now calling for the unification of Blacks and Browns. I have literally been doing this pretty much my entire life. All those who know me know this. When me Merritt ran for Attorney General in Texas, I got together with him to discuss this very issue. He's thinking of running again. He wants me on his campaign. Black
You don't care about no Lee Merritt, goddamn.
I have met with to discuss this issue. My initiative. I have been in between the Black and Brown community since I was a teenager, but pretty much my whole life. My own family called me the N-word since I was a little girl because I was so dark. I had identity crisis issues in junior high and high school.
My own family called me the N-word since I was so dark.
I had it when I was 16. Ironically,
We know this fucked up Hispanic and Latino culture says they must date white or better the race by whitening it up. So your culture, the very culture that you come from, lady, is racist as shit. And it's against Black people. The very culture, lady, that you come from is racist as shit. This is a known fact. You might have been around Latinos, Hispanics. They say they must whiten up the race to make it better, to make the race better. I cannot kill this damn net that's flying around and drive me crazy. Right there. Ah, shit. Can't get that motherfucker.
Dad's family became my family. I have 6 Black sisters.
I have 6 Black sisters.
Who was there for me throughout the time I cared for myself.
Get some to swat this motherfucking neck.
This issue has been on my heart.
Let's swat this motherfucker.
Getting to the issue of racist Latinos and voting Republican, trust me when I say I have called them out. I've lost family members because I've called them out. But lest we not forget that the Black community has its own Uncle Toms. You have one of the most powerful Black Uncle Toms in the Supreme Court right now, literally.
We call the Uncle Toms out. You people don't call none of you people out. Oh, see, it's different when our culture is not racist, lady. You come from a whole culture that's racist. So you trying to get get his ass? Nah, shit. God damn it. You trying to identify yourself with our culture is ridiculous. You're talking about one person. Your culture is racist. Our culture is not racist. Your whole culture is racist.
Dog whistles for Republicans to attack marriages, no-fault divorces, gay marriages, contraceptives for women. Tim Scott, another black congressman, was literally the one person, one of the main players in not getting the George Floyd Act passed. So we can split hairs and point fingers.
This is not splitting hairs, lady.
You guys are no angels.
Your whole culture.
You stood with.
It's going against us. It's not going against you people. You still ain't naming nobody who was going against you, so your argument is mute. You're not naming black people that were going after Hispanics. You're still naming Hispanics that were coming after us, that what we were telling you about. You're naming black people that are against us as black people, not going against you Hispanics. So your argument is disingenuous. It doesn't make sense. It's discombobulated, lady. Your culture is racist. Your whole goddamn culture is racist. The African American community, a black community in America, is not a racist culture. Your culture is racist.
With Republicans. Now, trust me, I have been eternally grateful for black women. I have talked about it numerous times in previous videos when they started the Black Girl Follow Train. I am immensely grateful for them saving our democracy along with Gen Z.
You don't live in a democracy, they live in a republic.
All these issues, as DeSantis and the Republicans are gearing toward attacking us. I'm foreseeing the attack on all of us. This is why I'm calling for the unification. We need this. We've been needed this. This is why I have been working toward trying to get it done.
Why nobody help you then, lady? Where's the rest of the people that need it? Where's the rest of these people that need it? We need this. We don't need this shit. We never had it.
We need each other. And it's time we all step up.
Now we need each other to help your ass.
These comments in this post, they also state that, oh, now you want our help when you are in trouble. You never help us when we are in trouble. And I have a number of things to say. First, I will start with, I'm not just now calling for the unification of blacks and browns. I have literally been doing this pretty much my entire life. All those who know me know this. When they
watch this testing, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on this when I upload my next video.
Oh, lady, and the damn thing that got good, stupid ass, damn. All right, let me go to that damn Chicago joint we're looking at. Where's that long one at? I'm at a commercial.
We need to allocate some of this money for our.
And what we see here is what's happening in Chicago when black people being treated unfairly with this as well. You ain't no Latinos speaking out that. Black people now are being unfairly untreated in Chicago, but allocating millions of dollars to illegal immigrants. This is our tax dollars that we don't even see. We don't get. These resources are never allocated to black people in that city. And one of these videos, you're going to see some fake ass, I told you, one of these fake handkerchief head Democrats give, oh yes, you wouldn't see this. I still voted yes, it's a humanitarian situation. But it's because black people have been, this is somebody giving you lip service. They gaslight you. That's what the fake ass Democratic Party does. So her black ass gets up there, you know, we've been downtrodden and no one's giving us any money. And that's what happens when you don't look over black people. But did you stand with black people? They said they don't give us money to these people? No, you didn't. You want to gaslight. That's what this fake, these black Democrats do not benefit black people. Told them open contempt for us because we're not the ones putting them in. We're not the ones stealing the elections to put their black asses in the power. Their white masses are stealing these elections to keep these handkerchief head Negroes up in their positions to do their bidding. Because common sense, Patrol, if you're supposed to backing black people, overwhelmingly told you, we need the money. Don't give this money. Do not sign this bill. So you would have been obligated to do your job and represent your constituents. But you didn't want to do that. You wanted to gaslight them and give some fucking euphemistic nonsense of how black people have suffered. We've suffered so many times. And this is the cause why they don't want to help the Latinos and all other kind of idiotic nonsense when you sign the bill. She just coming on ass. So you want to try to vote her ass up out of there.
51 million will hopefully help those migrants leave the police station floors and go into shelters. Well, 34 aldermen voted for the 51 million. It did not come out without a lot of controversy, especially from some black residents who say the money should go towards Chicago residents who have been neglected for years.
Very much committed to a revenue stream or revenue streams that ensure that we are dealing with the crises of those who are unhoused in the city of Chicago, while also making sure that there's room for those that we are welcoming.
We need to allocate some of this money for our black children, for the black community.
$51 million for migrants brought some loud and vocal opposition from the public, to the point where police had to escort people out of the city council meeting several times.
So you see,
Mayor Brandon Johnson asked for a two.
So you see the community was not happy with this. So why did it pass? Because the powers that be that run the Democratic Party want this. These are the replacement people for black people. You understand this? If you're this stupid and you can't see what's going on, I don't know what to tell you. You are a moron. You can't see. You see, the people are overwhelmingly against this, against it. But yet they still pass it because they are in the pockets of higher ups that want this to occur. These are the replacement people for you and me. Understand this? These people do not represent us. They stopped years ago. They never have. Especially not in this technical age where they can switch a goddamn computer and say, oh, these people won, that people lost, this people won. All these elections are rigged. You have a fake semblance of a republic that does not exist, only in name. That's it. Only republic you got exists in name, on paper, but not in reality, not in practice. None of these people represent black people. How can that be? You on the city level. But to be on the county committee level of using a small town, right? You're on the smallest level. The city don't even represent your ass. That's been captured. That's why they did so openly.
We want to make sure that we can continue to conduct the business of the people.
Since August, over 10,000 migrants have arrived in Chicago. Hundreds are sleeping on police station floors. The $51 million is expected to help house the migrants. But those against spending the money say the city must take care of its black residents too.
And we have to help the residents of this great city. It's not an either or, it's a both.
And if you see, you don't know, you see black people always get the short end of the stick. Everywhere in America, why do you think this? You think this is really some bad luck accident? This is the plan. This is the plan. This is the Democrats doing. Mike Powers doing this. So they can pretend like they've actually won election. They have not. They've gaslighted black women so much to believe that you put Democrats in power. You have not. See, now I can be honest now that YouTube has lifted the deposit of a fake policy. You have not put any Democrats in power. You don't have the numbers to do it. But they know you're too stupid to crunch the numbers. You don't have the numbers to put anybody in fucking power. Get that motherfucker. See, damn, I missed this. Damn. I get on put them out of the net. You don't have the numbers. So what they do, their media, I'm sure their media say, oh, the black women, they own all the media. They'll say the black woman put us over top and the black woman that. These elections are all stolen, fam. My camera went off. Shit. Hold on. I gotta reset my goddamn camera, y'all. Let me play the rest of this. Try to reset my camera.
Some black alders who have struggled themselves admit they're conflicted. 49th Ward Alderman Maria Haddon voted yes for asks community members helping the migrants to help people who live in Chicago.
And everybody that's working hard for this, you've got to show up for Black Chicagoans with the same energy. And that does mean money.
The issue is emotional for 20th Ward Alderman Jeanette Taylor. She says while Black people have fought for years for a seat at the table, it doesn't mean they shouldn't help others who are also struggling.
When we fought just to drink out of a damn fountain, it was us. But hurt people don't hurt other hurt people.
Oh,
Taylor's
see?
passionate statement received a standing ovation.
That's some gaslight.
The vote overwhelmingly passed. The $51 million only lasts through June. City Council Budget Committee Chairman Jason Urban says the city.
That's some gaslight with that bullshit. People don't hurt other people. All that old, see, that's all that gaslighting shit. And her explaining why she has not rocked with her own community. Because hurt people don't hurt other people. The fuck is you talking about, lady? That's the excuse she's trying to make. I gotta move my camera over since she not even moved it over doing it. Hurt people don't hurt other people. All that fucking baloney talk.
Must come up with a plan.
There does need to be a greater plan, and I think this was always designed to give the incoming administration an opportunity to do that. This is a stopgap measure, pure and simple.
Brandon Johnson is in the process of a press conference right now. You heard him off the top of my piece talk.
See, they would be concerned if they really were voted in, family. Because this is the street level here. This is the lowest level politician, either the county or in your city. It's the lowest level. So they would be frightened to make this move if you had fair election. They know the elections are not fair. That's why they can disrespect black people and they give you some fucking euphemistic nonsense. But hurt people, we had to do all this stuff. That's them gaslighting you. We already knew we had to fight to drink in the same water fountain, lady. That still don't give you the right to give $550 million to somebody else that's not me. You still not told me why you haven't given it to me. Not that hurt people don't hurt people. I don't give a shit. That money belongs to me because that's my tax money, not to some illegal aliens that got there 2 days ago. Not your goofy speech about hurt people. See, they know black people fall for all that church shit. Hurt people, and all that idiotic nigger babble. That money belongs to the community that's been isolated in poverty, not some illegal aliens.
About that he is hoping that he can come up with some type of funding for everybody. It's time to take a deeper dive into the budget, but he has still yet to come out with an overall strategic plan for the migrants.
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC7 Chicago Eyewitness News.
There's no more. I should have did the other one.
Are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Oh, man. Commercials.
$1 million to migrants. A divided city council has approved $51 million in migrant crisis funding, but it wasn't easy.
I respectfully ask that this chamber respects the order and decorum of this body of government.
Public comment became heated as residents and aldermen disagreed
They don't
on how
represent us.
taxpayer dollars should be used.
Exactly, that's what it does.
At City Hall for us first at 4. Casey.
And this is just, Chicago is just a microcosm of the macrocosm. This is coming to a city near you, especially in black communities. Chicago just seems to be the bellwether that the show right now. It's a microcosm of the macrocosm. Smaller point of the bigger point that's happening nationally. Okay? It's a microcosm of the macrocosm.
Anthony and Natalie, the full council approved that budget amendment 34-13. The funding will go toward migrant housing and other resources for asylum seekers that have been bused to Chicago from the Texas border. But that decision did not come without contentious debate.
I have a diverse population. And I hear those same people, black, white, Latino, everybody different races, saying, what about us?
Yeah, housing and real estate.
Residents and council members shared opinions which at times became heated over the decision to allot $51 million to migrants. Those against the funding are questioning how the city can suddenly come up with so much money for new visitors when local communities remain neglected and our own homeless population needs help.
Now,
Since last August.
Now you hear what Big Cheese just said? That's why it affects black men, black women. Big Cheese just told you this is a fact, that they have all the roofing jobs and construction jobs, fast food jobs, grocery store jobs, cleaning services, and many, many more jobs. Exactly. These are jobs that are considered economically on the bottom. And so historically, these are jobs that black men and women have been able to acquire to feed their families. And so with all these migrants flooding and getting those jobs and being the first ones to be able to acquire those jobs, it put us at a greater state of homelessness and really being out on our ass. And you see, the Democratic Party is behind this, family. Okay? Higher up that run a Democrat, both Republicans and Democrats are behind this, but it's not the party system. It's the elites that run these big two-party system scam. Okay? And they want to they don't want to pretend that they get black people votes to put them in power. And they want to make sure, because everybody's waking up, especially the white racist white person who knows that these elections are being stolen. They're not stupid enough to want to know that these elections keep gaslighting that they winning. These elections have been stolen, family. For the last 60 years at least, stolen. Everybody seeing office has been put in there. It's not one of these damn elections. That's why they're there for year after year after year after year. They don't do nothing for nobody. Okay? You don't find that weird? I know that they say black people are slow and stupid, but they're not slow and stupid for 30 damn years and 40 years. Half these Congress people have been there for 40 years, 30 years, dying in office, and have done absolutely nothing for black people. So there's no way in hell that these people have won re-election after re-election. And for the Democrats in Congress, it's been every 2 years. So, it's a statistical improbability that these people have won election after election after election. It's a lie. They've been appointed to do their white power bidding, and that's what they do.
More than 8,000 migrants have been dropped off in Chicago from the Texas border, with Mayor Johnson calling it a humanitarian crisis.
When we talk about asylum seekers and those families who have been here,
it's saying the same thing, asylum seekers. This is not asylum. None of these people are asylum seekers because they're not in a state of war in their own countries. They're not under religion or political pressure. So it's not asylum. It's a lie. And this no good bastard knows it's a fucking lie. But he's reading the talking points he was given. And I'm going to show you why. Show you what they do.
how do we make sure that there's enough for everyone? And look, we're moments away of digging in deeper with our budget and making sure that we pass a budget that speaks to the values of who we are as a city.
Now, this comes after Mayor Lightfoot declared a state of emergency because of the migrant crisis before she left office. This as shelters and respite sites for...
See, they were fooled because they thought they could lipo some good ass back in. She's a handkerchief head boule member. They put this other dude in there. They're talking about recalling his ass. They should recall him. They're going to try to stop that, of course. They're going to try to, the powers that be. Because he's just another puppet. But they need to recall his ass. That's right. Get on the streets and recall this no good Negro. Get rid of his ass. Because already he's come out and been disrespectful, showing he doesn't work in your interest.
Emotional outbursts, at times so heated, police had to step in. We're talking about city council today and a vote to spend $51 million on helping migrants here in Chicago. CBS 2 political investigator Dana Kosloff was there for all the action, and Dana's strong feelings all around.
And understand, that's why they always must control the narrative on their news.
$51 million of
all propaganda.
Is only a short-term fix, and more money will be needed in just weeks.
Oh. But they'll come to you for your tax dollars. If it's a short-term fix, they'll come to you.
We pit communities against one another. Deep emotional wounds coming to the surface.
As Black people who have been hurt continuously by the city and country it loves, it ain't our responsibility.
They don't love you, lady.
To take care of everybody else.
And anger.
Yeah, because they don't take care of you and don't give a shit about, listen, this them showing you that it's never been about they don't have the money. It's that they don't give a fuck about Black people. This is what they're telling you in your face. No reason for you to be crying and whining. The country that we love shows ain't done nothing for us. Because they don't want to do nothing for us. They done bombed, robbed, killed, raped our ass, stolen land, done everything to us. The country despises us. Do you understand this? And that's when it's showing you open contempt when they bust people here that can't even speak the goddamn language. It ain't about the language. People say, it ain't about the color. It ain't about color in America. All that gaslight lies. These people don't even know the goddamn culture or speak the goddamn language. But they're jumping overboard over top of Black people and being prioritized. Ain't that funny?
We don't want to have to recall anybody.
Here we
We
go.
don't want to have to protest anybody, but we are not going to be ignored, Brandon. Mayor Johnson.
Many in Chicago's Black community and the city council speaking out against spending $51 million
We're not going to be ignored, Brandon.
migrants, asking when will the help for them finally become a reality.
Never.
And it cannot be put on the backs of the residents of Chicago without
When's it gonna come
showing
for us,
them
Brandon?
that they're getting something out of this.
Mayor Brandon Johnson, presiding over his second full city council meeting, had to ask for calm more than once.
Will the Sergeant of Arms please restore some order?
Police also intervening at one point to allow the meeting to proceed. Ultimately, the measure passed with
Sergeant,
34 votes.
Of course it
Many
passed.
voted to approve the money,
See?
like 49th Ward Alderwoman Marie.
See, now this Black bitch right here is called gaslighting you. Trying to pretend she's on your side when she's not. She don't give a shit, because if she was standing on your behalf, she would have said no. Because this is soft genocide of Black people is what it is. So all this bullshit, they see this, they learn this from their masters. Give a fake speech of concern and care, and they still vote against your interests. So yeah, she really cares. She voted against our interests. But did you hear the speech she gave? Did you hear her? She really cares. If she really cared, she would have voted no and given that money to you, stupid.
It hadn't. Call this an immediate crisis that needs attention. But, she says, so do concerns of the city's Black residents.
Why are Black people in Chicago and some communities so angry? Why is all this kind of anti-immigrant sentiment coming up? And I want to explain to folks.
Anti-immigrant. See the nation, understand her terminology. Anti-immigrant. These are not immigrants. These are illegal aliens, family. They invaded a country. They're invaders here. They are illegal. This lady acts like they're supposed to be here. While we're against while we're against immigration. Nobody's against immigration, lady. We're against illegal immigration, illegal aliens coming taking the jobs that we need to feed our children. See how they gaslight you with handkerchief head, fake boule Negroes pretend to give some concern. She don't give a whole talk, but she voted against our interests. So she's against us. Understand this? It's what they do to keep you at bay.
Folks, it's because if we cared as much about Black people and had over the decades as we do about everyone else, we wouldn't be here.
But the money from a
Then why didn't you do it now? So that fake lip service, if we cared about Black people over the ages, then we wouldn't be having this happen now with them being upset with the migrants. These illegal aliens, the trespassing, lady. The trespassing supposed to be locked up and gotten the fuck out of here. But that's not what she's talking about. She wants them to because that's what she's told to do from her masters. They know most of you stupid. She'll get some gaslight, some feel-good shit. As if she cared. If she cared, her vote would have been no. That money allocation has got to go to Black people who have been denied resources for years in this community. Not no get up and give a fake speech. You know, this would happen if we cared about Black people and shit. You know, I'm only saying this now because, you know, I voted yes to give these people that money. And I know you niggas are stupid, so I'm telling you, you know, it's sad that things have been bad.
2021 budget surplus will only last 1 month. Many older people say it's time for a long-term plan and some state and federal help. With that, should taxpayers be concerned?
I think we should all be concerned anytime we're having to utilize this level of resources on a temporary situation, especially with not a real sight of federal support coming.
Wow.
Hours after the meeting, Mayor Brandon Johnson offered.
Yeah, Big G said, you walk around downtown Chicago, 8 out of 10 will be Black men. City ain't done shit. This older woman ain't got her ass up on her damn fake soapbox. This older woman hasn't got us up on her fake soapbox. He said, oh my God, oh, the homeless Black men are down there. We must make sure that they're taken care of. And we need the 51 million to put them out the streets and give them the proper housing. None of that. None of that. Because every time they voted on Black men, she said, hell no. Because those votes have came across their desks and they've done nothing for Black homeless people in that city. Absolutely not a goddamn thing. And any of these city councilmen did any damn thing? Of course not. Of course not. But let's see. I'm going to show you guys something. Let me go here. Let me use this here to show you guys. This is how propaganda works. Understand. One thing at the beginning. Okay. Everything you look at on mainstream media is a lie. When it came about people winning elections, it's a lie. It came about wars, it's a lie. Because the powers that be control all the media. You have no news. You have people giving paperwork to do talking points. Okay, read this, stupid. Okay, yesterday the sun went down. I don't know what's going to come back up. And there might be rain and all other kind of shit. Okay, all right. All right. They're giving a script. And I mean globally. Damn, Nasty, you killed that motherfucker. So I want you guys to see how news is dispersed because it's never news. The people that run the planet, that run these banks, can own all the news, which should be illegal. It used to be illegal until Clinton got in. And then Barack Obama said it's now legal to propagandize against the American people and to snatch your ass out the street. See, most people, the news ain't told you how wicked Obama's policies actually are. Because you're never allowed to say it on YouTube. I'm allowed to tell you now about the vote rigging now. Since yesterday. I've had channels taken down over and over again. Tell the truth. Now YouTube saying you can do it. You can now tell the truth. It's controversial. The fuck out of here. It's wicked ass shit they do. They want to control the narrative and control consent. Have you messed up with lies and propaganda? Everything you watch is to infiltrate your mind and cause mind control. That's why you must always be a critical thinker, know what you're looking at. And it's only been here recently let you know about the mask. I told you in the beginning about the goddamn mask. But then when these fake niggas on YouTube kept trying to sell you a mask and promote that fucking fear. Ain't that funny? Ain't none of these fake niggas who are promoting this mask shit has come out and apologized for promoting this fear. When I told you back then, masks fuck you up. Oh, that got taken down too over and over again. Now you can say, because I knew it was the truth back then when I first said it. When I first said this election was stolen. When I first said the goddamn mask don't work. When I said it then. Oh, that was a conspiracy theory now proven again to be true. This is what they do, family.
It is a turning point. Today was historically bad for President Trump. Today was a turning point.
Turning point.
We're at a turning point here.
The beginning of the end for the Trump presidency.
We have another bombshell.
Mike Pence might have to assume the office of the presidency.
Rumblings of the word impeachment.
Breaking news.
Another bombshell out of the White House.
What you see is an echo chamber of the intelligence community and the individuals that own these media corporations. It's their talking points. They want to frame the narrative. Now they're scared because you got Rumble, BitChute, and other things that they wanted to get rid of because they can't frame the narrative, the lies, the mind control. That's what mainstream media is, family. It's mass mind control. Finally, people woke up and understand these are lies. I said it years ago. I was the tinfoil hat kook again. Lies. They want to create the narrative, push a goddamn certain narrative, have you accepting nothing but lies.
I believe this is the beginning of the end.
I do too.
It's really the beginning of the end. He made me feeling the walls closing in on him.
All the walls closing in on him.
The walls closing in on him. Breaking news of the bombshell. One astrologer says this means the beginning of the end for President Donald Trump. Trump will resign.
Trump is going to resign.
Is this the tipping point? I know we've said it over and over
You think this is a tipping point?
and over and over
This is a tipping point.
and over and over. Breaking news, President Trump off the rails.
This is the beginning of the end today.
The beginning of the end. Breaking news tonight, new bombshell. This is the beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end.
The walls are closing in. The walls closing in.
The wall's closing in.
Breaking overnight bombshell.
This is a very dramatic day, and I think it might be near a tipping point. Do you think this is a tipping point?
December 1st, 2017, you can mark it down. This is the day that everything changed.
The beginning of the end?
Beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end.
The beginning of the
We begin tonight with the bombshell. Donald Trump is in a lot of trouble. Trump is in trouble.
And they can't hack it or hack.
Another hour, another bombshell.
This is a tipping point. Trump's going down.
This president could be impeached.
Resignation. I don't think this president is going to serve out his term. Mr. Trump will not serve out his term. He will not serve out his term. No way, no how. Breaking news, an absolute bombshell.
Donald Trump is not. He's done. And it's over.
It's over.
The wall's closing in.
The wall's closing in. This is going to be the Achilles heel. Breaking news tonight. I expect Trump to depart. This week it will be the watershed week. Trump is in big trouble.
Trump's in a lot of trouble.
It's a sign of a terrified old man who feels the
Walls
closing in. The walls
are increasingly
closing in on him.
tonight. The walls
They're closing in.
today changed everything. This is the beginning of the end.
Maybe the biggest tipping point for the Trump administration. What a historic day. The bombshells.
He's underwater. He feels the walls closing in.
Turning point.
We may be at a tipping point.
It's the beginning of
The end. The beginning.
of the end.
Another bombshell.
Bombshell. Bombshell. Bombshell. Bombshell.
Bombshell. This is a bombshell.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our Treasure Valley communities, the El Paso Las Cruces communities, Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets.
See, sharing fake news on social media. Because social media was telling the truth like me. Everybody was telling the truth. And so they put out that fake ass propaganda talking points. Could be dangerous against our democracy on social media. People telling lies and disinformation. when that's what they do.
Without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the community use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Where's the news at? Copy and paste in every market in the country. What news is this? You're giving a script. This can be dangerous to our democracy. This is disturbing to our democracy. Social media is fucked up and telling lies, and we must stop it. Social media is fucked up and lies. We must stop it. Social media is telling lies and fucked up. We must stop it. The Mockingbird media. Okay, they control it. Globally, really, not even just globally. It's a campaign of disinformation globally to keep you fucked up. So they put their narrative in your mind and you follow along with the lies. You'll support their wars, all the shit they want to do, all the lies they do.
Our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
In consumer news, economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year. Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year. Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some of the spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take the spring out of the step of the Easter Bunny step.
Days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty. The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
As you probably noticed, the final days of the campaign have been, well, you might call it just a little salty.
If your email inbox is out of control and you've given up sorting it out, a Baltimore company thinks it has a solution for you. Could this be the end of email overload?
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 Could this be the end of email overload? Could this be the end of email overload? Could this be the end of email overload? Could this be the end of email overload?
Could this be the end of email overload?
Could this be the end of email overload? Could this be the end of email overload?
Could this be the end of your email overload?
Could this be the end of email overload? Could this be the end of email overload?
Could this be the end of email overload?
Could this be the end of that email overload?
Could this be the end of email overload?
This shit is hilariously. See, most people didn't understand this. And I didn't need nobody make no montage to know that I was being lied to and gaslight years ago. You know, that this was, control and consent. This is mind control, family. This is what this is. This is subtle mind control. And it's global. They want to manufacture consent to anything they want to do. Lies, guys. They'll tell you, oh, this disinformation and misinformation, and we must stop disinformation. And all that shit right there is disinformation and misinformation. Lies. Okay? That's what they're doing. It's crazy.
Overload. Could this be the end of email overload?
Could this be the end of email overload? Could this be the end of email overload?
Could this be the end of email overload?
Could this be the end to email overload?
Could this be the end of 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 email overlord?
Show, I scream, you scream. You know the rest.
I scream, you scream, you know the rest.
I scream, you scream, you know the rest. I scream, you scream, you know the rest. I scream, you scream, you know the rest. I scream, you scream, well, you know the rest.
I scream, you scream, well, you know the rest. I scream, you scream, well, you know the rest.
I scream, you scream, you know the rest. I scream, you scream, we all know.
They even do the fake shit. Ice cream, you scream. Oh, yeah, you know all the rest. You know, even that's fake. Even the fake supposedly pre-opt emotions. Ice cream, you scream. Oh, you know the rest. Even that shit is written for the ass to do. You know? It's crazy.
Know the rest. I scream, you scream, you know the rest.
I scream, you scream, well, you know the rest.
I scream, you scream, you know the rest.
I scream, you scream, we all know the rest of it, right? I scream, you scream, well, you know the rest.
I scream, you scream, you know the rest. I scream, you scream, and you know the rest. I scream, you scream, you know the rest. I scream, you scream, well, you know the rest. I scream, you scream, well, I think you know the rest. I scream, you scream, you know the rest.
I scream, you scream, everybody knows the rest. I scream, you scream, well, you know the rest.
I scream, you scream, you know the rest. I scream, you scream, and you know the rest.
I scream, you scream, you know the rest.
A day on the retail calendar that can be enjoyed from a desk or the couch.
Enjoy from a desk or a couch.
Enjoy from a desk or maybe the couch.
Enjoy from a desk or the couch.
Enjoy from a desk or the couch. Enjoy from the desk or even the couch.
Enjoy from a desk or the couch.
From a desk or the couch. From a desk or the couch.
From a desk or couch.
From a desk or your couch. From the desk or the couch. From the desk or the couch.
From a desk or the couch.
From a desk or a couch.
From your desk or the couch.
That was NKO's program. It's talking about MAB.
From a desk or even the couch. From a desk or the couch.
Enjoy from a desk or a couch.
From a desk
or the couch.
From a desk or the couch. Or wherever you like, as long as you got internet.
Who are you really shopping for this holiday season? It's okay. You can admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
Well, it's okay. You can admit it if you have bought an item or 2 or maybe 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it. You bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it, Todd. If you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or maybe 10 for yourself, it's okay, you can admit it.
If you bought an item or 2 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it. If you bought 1 or 2 or maybe 3 or 4, maybe even 10 items for yourself.
It's okay. You can admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay. You can admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or maybe 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it. If you bought maybe an item 2 or 10 for yourself, then okay, you can admit it.
That's all the gaslights with the fake words. Migrants. Instead of calling what they are illegal aliens, they try to transform the words to mean what they don't mean. Everybody's calling migrants just immigrants. They're not. Words mean something. That's why you hear the news, they're not called illegal aliens. It's funny, they're never called illegal aliens on none of their news broadcasts. I want you guys to check that out. Next time you guys look at the local news or the national news, watch that they never call them illegal aliens because they're here to replace us. They're not allowed to say that word in mainstream media. Illegal aliens, what they are. They're called migrants, dispossessed people, asylum seekers. Never illegal aliens. That's the description that describes them the best. Illegal aliens, but you will never hear that because they don't want you to. They don't want you to put that title on them and have that kind of emotional response to them being here legal. Okay? They want to diffuse that. So they call them migrants, disposed people, asylum seekers, but never illegal aliens. I want you guys to check that out. All the news you listen to, local, national, watch. You would never hear these people called what they truly are. Illegal aliens. See, they're trying to shape the narrative. It's called mind control. Well, you call them migrants and dispossessed people and asylum seekers. They want to control the narrative. But they are illegal aliens. And that's what the fuck we're going to call them here. Illegal aliens. Okay? That's what they are. As legal terms go, they are illegal aliens. They're trespassing on a place that didn't invite their ass. Oh, well, really, they were invited by the damn powers that be. But they're trespassing. As far as I know, loitering is illegal. They're trespassing. And I don't want their ass here. So ship their ass out of here. They're illegal aliens. They're not migrants. They're not asylum seekers. They're not disposed people and whatever kind of fake shit they're saying.
Admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or 3 or 10 for yourself, it's okay. You can admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself,
it's okay. You can admit it. If you brought an item or 2 or 10 for you,
it's okay. You can admit it.
if you bought an item
It's okay, you can admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or 10, say for yourself.
It's okay, admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
it's okay. You can admit it if you bought yourself 1 or 2 or 10 things for yourself, because a lot of people do it.
Oh, wow. Well, then, okay.
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
Today is a turning point. Today was historically bad for President Trump today.
I'm going to end that at the end. But I wanted to prove that point. I'm going to go here real quick in a second, y'all. Okay. Yeah. So I wanted to prove that they're trying to shape a narrative of people being migrants instead of legal aliens, what they are. So they want to capture your consent and make you feel sympathy for these people. Okay, that's what they're doing in their news media. They want you to feel a certain way. They want to capture the narrative and push it on you because they plan to replace these people. Replace you with these people. Have no doubt about that. Have no doubt about that. Some of you guys comment. There you go. Exactly right. Verbal gymnastics. Nothing but lies and gaslighting. That's what they do. So there's no black and brown coalition with these people. We don't feel sad about telling them to hold their own nuts. See, they all want to come out the woodwork now. And that lady was talking on that video was a goddamn was legal. She was legal. But she still wanted to fight for illegal aliens because they know that's going to replace us. They know that. They know that. Spend my last 20 minutes playing what's ever on fucking TikTok.
Hi, thanks for coming.
Let's see if we got if I leave here on TikTok, bro. Maybe learn some few things in a second. Let's see what they got.
A man owns that avocado. Can you imagine that? Someone owns this carrot. Someone owns the Cavendish banana. Someone owns the yam. These things are made by man. So whoever made it, he owns it. And he just mass produces it and sells it to us. And we believe that, oh, I was born in the world and carrots were here. So they must be natural. But this is actually garbage. All of this white stuff in here is starch. You see how hard it is. So when you eat yams, you're depositing starch into your bloodstream, which is hardening inside of your capillaries and arteries. If you was to juice cassava and give that juice to a hog, that hog would drop dead where it stands because of the starch content inside of cassava is very high. Tamarind is definitely 100% alkaline. What can I take for inflammation? Anything that contains iron. Natural bananas do not contain starch and unnatural bananas do contain starch. So this is probably like the second or third generation, but yet this is the best banana to eat if we're talking about eating this or that. Here's the boss. This is like the holy grail of bananas. This is called the frog banana in the Caribbean. This is also called the burrow banana. This is also called the blogo banana. It has avocados are garbage, you know.
Dark-skinned people here in Egypt are of completely different features and culture than...
Assalamu alaikum. You mean the alkaline Hamitic features like myself? My skin color, my nose, my small lips, etc.? Sure, maybe the New Kingdom and the Ptolemaic period pharaohs would look like me, such as Ramses III. But I'm mixed. It doesn't say anything about my forefathers. My forefathers are dark-skinned Fulani. And so was the forefathers of Ramses III and these New Kingdom pharaohs, who were exposed to a lot of invasions and trades and immigrations from Europe and other parts of the world. So your argument is essentially like saying, I am brown, I have alkaline features, therefore my great-grandfather was also brown with alkaline Hamitic feature. No, he wasn't, it's because my mother is white. So essentially you deny the Old Kingdom and Middle Kingdom pharaohs, which had typical African features, and that is a part of what you say, which may be interpreted as a little bit racist. Then you go about comparing modern Egyptian identity and modern Nubian identity with ancient Kemet. That's completely invalid because we don't care about modern Egypt in terms of identities. We care about the ancient Kemites 3,000 years ago. You know, it's 3,000 years. Things have happened that time, right? I mean, you wear a hijab, you're maybe a Muslim, huh? Where the ancient Kemites Muslim and wearing a hijab, just trying to prove a point. That came with the Umayyad invasion when Sayyidina Usman got assassinated and the Umayyad cousins took power and invaded North Africa. People migrate tremendously, huh? Look at Dubai today. Most people in Dubai are immigrants. Look at New York, filled with immigrants. Amsterdam, filled with immigrants. The entire North Africa is filled with immigrants. I mean, the true people there are the natives. What do you think has happened to Egypt the last 3,000 years with invasions from Assyrians, Persians, Phoenicians, Romans, Greeks, you name it. So this argument that that land, a nation that you today call Egypt, has always been like that is completely false. Some people cite the 2017 DNA study, which actually doesn't say what people say it does, because I read the study in the Nature journal. Yeah, that's one study looking at 2 or 3.
I don't know why these fake ass white Arabs keep thinking they're ancient Egypt. It's the psychopathy of these people. Statues are there. They see that they're black people. Sphinx is black, not nothing like you. But the psychopathy, and these people don't come into Kemet to the 8th century BC. I mean AD, 6th, 7th century AD. That was so funny.
Mummies. What about the 160 mummies that they didn't publish, right? What about the 1990 study that nobody talks about that showed sub-Saharan in the mummies? What about Sheikh Anta Diop's tests and so on? So you cannot just take one study and point to something. Yes, sure, there may be people in Egypt today and Nubia today who are direct, distant descendants of some pharaoh. I mean, there would have been many people in ancient Egypt, but since people have migrated there for the last 3,000 years, you can have people in West Africa also who are descendants of them. You can have people in Iran who may trace their lineage back to ancient Kemet. I mean, people move. So this kind of argument, let's assume that people don't migrate. People are static only in that geographic region. They don't move. There are no wars. There are no changing of people. Is completely historyless. It's a naive argument that can be disproven as simply as just looking at your random city in Europe today. And the idea that just because I have Alkaline Hamitic futures, my fathers also had Hamitic futures, that can change in 1 or 2 generations. Or the argument that the Egyptians today have some kind of proprietary right to history. So I don't know what to say. It's ego, all I can say.
Why is it that we have leaders and we cannot feed ourselves because there is a war in Ukraine? How can it be that when we have COVID, the claim to fame of our political leaders is that they become multi-millionaires and we don't have vaccines? How can it be?
Exactly. They found that one guy lived in Georgia. Exactly right. Well, that was Ramses III. Exactly. There wasn't no mixed kingdom until the Greeks get there. It wasn't all this mixed shit because after Kemet fell, the Kushites came in and recaptured the shit again, made it all black. And we're talking about 700 BC then, way after Ramses III and the new kingdom fell. So that's what he's saying is stupid too. Exactly. The whole thing is crazy. Everybody try to label that ruling kingdom as the black pharaohs. That kind of goofy shit. Which is a lie. All of Kemet history was black until you get the Greek invasion. Because the Persians, that invasion, was still black at the time. Those ancient Persian empires were black people as well. That's another misnomer. They were black. Not like those people you see in North Africa or in Iran or Iraq today. Those are invaded. Those are Turkish mixture out of mixed Turks, mixed goddamn mixed fucking black and Turks, whatever the fuck you call them. But they're not no damn Arabs.
How can it be that we are hostile and all equipment is imported from other civilizations? How can it be? How can it be that we have schools in which we have no faith? How can it be that even our airlines fly aeroplanes that are made by other civilizations and we cannot even run them? How can it be that a matter that is not rocket science, such as the provision of electricity, whether you are in Johannesburg in South Africa, or Abuja in Nigeria, or Accra in Ghana, or Nairobi in Kenya, or Bujumbura, or Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso, we cannot provide electricity for our men and women? How can it be? How can it be that we have all the 33 currencies in the world, with the rand, with the metrical, with the shilling, with the naira, with the CD, with all dollars, and those currencies mean nothing? The only currency that we accept as hard currency is the American dollar. How can it be?
They have everyone, man, black people don't even know that every civil rights legislation in this country was given to us, authored and supported by Republicans and not Democrats, even up until the 90s. Even up until the 90s. So now, homie, they say, well, the party switched. No, they didn't. Why do you think One gives you all the government assistance, and one don't.
Someone to keep you reliable.
Because one of them is a slave master taking care of their slaves. Which one is that? The Democratic Party. They have black people don't even know that every civil rights legislation in this country was given to us, authored.
I'm going against the Democratic Party. Watch out. Watch out.
And supported by.
Being active is empowering and feminine. Voters.
I believe historically black colleges and universities are the crown jewels of the American college education system.
What?
Don't believe me? Let's find out. Now I'm about to do something I've never done before, but before I do that, to support what I do in this community, would you please click the like button and click the repost? That really helps get these videos out there and helps me. And if you don't follow me, I'd appreciate it if you did. Now, what am I talking about? Every single video I've ever done, I've done completely from memory. For the first time ever, I'm going to use a list because I really want to get these numbers right about the historically black colleges in America. Okay, are you ready? There's over 100 of them, 4 medical schools, which is crazy. The first one, I'm doing this still from memory, is in Cheney, Pennsylvania, the longest school, and that was founded in 1837, almost 200 years ago. Now, to be defined as an HBCU, they had to exist prior to the Civil Rights Act, and their main focus had to be the further education of Black American students. Okay, so now we know the definitions. Let me just tell you a little bit about what's going on in the world that came out of these historically black colleges. 85% of black doctors came from there. And by the way, I'm going to skip the word black because it's going to get repetitive. 80% of federal judges, 75% of PhDs, 75% of military officers, 75% of veterinarians, 50% of pharmacists, 50% of attorneys, 45% of business executives, 40% dentists, 50% engineers. Historically black colleges only make up about 3% of the college population, but they have as students about 10% of Black Americans, but yet still put out 20% of all Black college graduates who are Black Americans. Again, I'm pretty good at math, and even I know you only have 10% of the students, but you put out 20% of the graduates. That's a 2-to-1 ratio. That is freaking fantastic. These schools are amazing, and I think one of the reasons they're so good is because they're such lean, mean operations. Not because they want to be, because society has forced them to be. Yes, white American, our government has turned a blind eye and shunned these colleges. You don't believe me? Whether you like Donald Trump or not, he actually signed a bill that guarantees the historically black colleges $255 million a year. It's $250 million from now on, because these university administrators had to come hat in hand to DC every year to ask for funding. Now I'm going to piss you off even more. Harvard University has a $50 billion endowment. Do you know the total endowment of all historically black colleges and universities in America? A little over $5 billion. Let's do the math on that. That Harvard University has an equivalent endowment to 1,000 historically black colleges and universities. Do you see something wrong here, people? Just a little? Did you let that sink in? Do you see kind of how this is going wrong? Despite all these problems, historically black colleges have overcame all this. Their graduates, being polled, are some of the happiest college graduates in a college education system here in America. These schools have found a way to integrate education, preparing their students for the real world, not just underwater basket weaving degrees. And another really amazing thing about these schools is while white America, these big universities, Harvard, Yale, these Ivy League assholes, Michigan, while they allowed no black students forever, these historically black colleges that have existed since 1837 have been open to all races. Isn't that ironic? They're also some of the lowest cost tuitions in the country. Now, the thing about it is, Harvard and these schools have these big, huge, gleaming, multi-billion-dollar campuses, and some of these HBCUs are in really small places. Where I'm from, there are 4 of them. Shorter College, which is 400-something people, Philander Smith, 400-something people, I think, Arkansas Baptist, we have there, and then University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, which is about 2,500 enrollment, which has also put 29 players drafted in the NFL in the last 59 years. out of school 2,500. They gave us Hall of Fame offensive left tackle Willie Roaf, and they gave us Torrey Hunter.
If you were truly the American people, go look up what the chief of the Choctaw people look like and tell me if these are his ancestors. I don't think so. But you know what? We're going to get into it, man. Back at it again with other shreds of proof to show who the true Amarukans are. Let's go. Yeet! I mean, all you have to do is look at the Spanish records. It's really not even an argument, bro. But I just got to do this because it's important to do. Go ahead. Next. Woo! Look at that, boy. I'm talking about, man. Who are these people, man? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, who are these folk? I don't know, but we're going to figure it out. The emblem of America. There are a lot of depictions surrounding this type of imagery, you know, because what the exogenous people like to do is bring garrulity. Look what that is. Altruism. That's what they are a part of. We are on altruism, something far deeper than what you could ever imagine. Next, we are the true warriors of this land. That's real life. Next, the battle between the mounted troops and the Indians. Look at that. Look at that sophistication, that architecture. Look at that, man. Look at that, man. Where are y'all? I don't see y'all nowhere. Are you those people who built these wonderful structures and buildings?
Wonderful building structures. These niggas don't even talk about history. Some moron. This should be crazy. I even know at this point. Niggas a moron. Structures never existed, stupid. This is a picture, a drawing. Never existed. It's nowhere in history. Go find where was that? What civilization are we talking about? Choctaw, Cherokee, what? They all own African people, stupid. Every last one of them did. You know, why don't you mention that in your goopy drawing right here? Look at the civilization. There was no civilization when they came over here. Shit was mostly wooded area. So what's all this great civilization you're talking about? Crazy.
Nubians are from space. All around. When they landed from the sky, since they are from the stars, their story is ancient. Black people are ancient people. When they land here, they migrated to all the places around planet Earth.
Almost everyone tends to agree all human life was born in the African continent and then spread out.
No, there's no such a thing like that. Why they say life originated in Africa? It's because the people who have the center of knowledge and the history of mankind and its origin there in Africa.
Came as aliens onto this planet. The pyramids that were built by black aliens, which is us.
Yes. We came from the sky through the two twins who are from the Sirius star. When they came here, another one got married with the sea creatures, meaning the people who are living in the seas. And then this other one saved us from the great threat of the dragon who was coming for its egg that we used to come here with. That is the spaceship, by the way. And the dragon, it's the military.
You're saying black people and what people call aliens have got a relationship?
Yes, sir.
Are you saying black people are aliens?
Yes, we are aliens, sir. We are from beyond even this galaxy. We are not from this kind of constellation.
I don't know if you know Marvel comics. The Avengers, Spider-Man, Black Panther. This sounds similar. What makes it not a concocted story of an imagination?
Who's this elder, the founder of the Marvel?
Stanley,
may peace be with him. When Stanley visited South Africa, he came as a secret tourist. And then he visited the great Honorable Baba Credo.
Ike did as well.
Yes, Hollywood is influenced by our sagas. The Spider-Man saga is the same story as Enki. You get Enki in Kenya. There's Enki, the great teller of the stories. Even in the Ogat gods, Enki is a great teller of the stories. And the spider. Even in the Dogon, you get the spider. And the Dogon. Adana. And then Nana Adana, he's the one that spread his webs, the spider that it shoots, like Spider-Man. The Spider-Man is influenced by African legend, same as Batman. It's influenced by Umulumulu, who used to fly in Durban. You know, they used to see that. It's the same thing. These things are a part of our life, and we exist with them. Some of them are relative friends or relative families. We are cousins with them. Like the Celtic Stone Age, they claim that a comb star, meaning it was from Africa, it came as a power of Africa. And the center pillar of the stone, it is still written, the tag of that this came with Africans. The stones there in Britain, they have a name for them.
That's Stonehenge.
Stonehenge. Yes, the Stonehenge. It's called like that. It's from Africa. But the pig, it's not eaten because it's a human pig. Okay. That is where we get genetical pigmentation of white people. The pig has a pig skin, same as a white person. It's just it plays around the dead. And the pig gets raped when it is angry.
What?
If you have live amongst the pig, they get this.
Fuck is this nigga thing? Niggas going to crazy talk. Pigs get raped. What are you talking about? This shit goes into lunacy. I'm gonna come back on here tomorrow and do it early in the morning. I'm gonna have 2 hours, man. I'm gonna wrap this up, man. They would end with this lunacy here. Don't say much love, family. Everybody smash that like button on your way out. Much love, family. Come back on here tomorrow morning early before I get out of here. Make my rounds around TikTok. So with that, say much love, family. Everybody have a good night. Smash that like button on your way out. Black, hot, fire. And remember, there's no black and brown coalition. Even with this Negro being from space Negro here. Nigga from Sirius. But that's where we supposed to came from. Black, hot, fire. That's the way he called that shit. All kind of pigs and whatever the hell he was saying. Black, hot, fire. Much love, man. If you're up early, 10 o'clock, I'm going live early in the morning, 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern time. Black, hot, fire. I gotta be down in Orlando. I gotta be down in Orlando. All right, SAS. Smash that like button before you leave. Black, hot, fire. Much love, fam. We out. We out. Everybody have a good night. See everybody tomorrow morning. We up. Black, hot, fire. What's going on, Stacey? You still in South Africa, sister, with this brother right here? This brother from South, you still in South Africa? Melvin Gallis, you still in South Africa, sister? You still down there? You still hanging in there? All the power outages and everything else? Black, hot, fire. Much love, man. Woo! Black, hot, fire. We out. We out. We out. Black, hot, fire. Okay, you still in South Africa? I guess that's home now, huh? That's gonna be home. You're gonna make it, you're gonna hang in there, huh? That's what's up. Black, hot. But I hope to come to South Africa next year, the year after next. Black, hot, fire. I hope to come probably the year after next. Zadia. We out. Black, hot, fire. Much love, fam. Everybody have a good night. All right, that's what's up. You hanging up in there. Black, hot, fire. Woo! Black, hot, fire. Much love, fam. See everybody in the AM. Do a quick TikTok show. Much love, fam. Everybody have a good night. See everybody in the morning, AM. Peace, family. I am out. I ain't see nobody over here, okay. Hold on, David. First, you're building the other channel, brother. I want to be paying attention to this shit over here. Maybe so.